What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Horror Nights Unscripted. My name is Scott from SoCal Exploring.
I am Michael from Hallowed Thrills.
And I am Adrian from LoshTV.
And we are Horror Nights Unscripted, a Halloween Horror Nights themed podcast in an unscripted and unique way. Adrian, take it away with our social media accounts for Horror Nights Unscripted.
It's been a really long time. Before I get to that, I want to say I miss you guys. I can't wait to pump out more content with you guys.
We do miss you.
Yes, very much.
I was talking about you guys, but them too.
No, I don't miss you guys at all. Really. I miss the fans. This is a pain for me to film with you guys right now. Honestly,
I feel you. I feel like together.
All jokes.
With them, I miss everyone. But anyways, you guys know our socials. They're gonna be down below. However, mine is LoshTV across the board. Scott is SoCal Exploring, or SoCal Exploring Media. And then, Michael, if you look on the screen, you can see it. It is Hallowed Thrills.
Yeah, Michael's on this thing about plugging everything.
Plug.
I know we haven't been as active on like the Horror Nights Unscripted official Instagram and Twitter account, but we try to as much as we can in the off season. And definitely when speculating season starts to pick up a little more, you're gonna see a lot more like speculation on there, I would say. And as always, if you guys are listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, make sure to give us a rating and follow. And you can also check out the video version on youtube.com/LoshTV or youtube.com/SoCal Exploring. Now, I'm going to let Adrian take this one away and tell us what we're doing today, because we're not doing Creating HHN. We figured we'd give that a break until next episode, and then after that episode, we'll most likely be a speculation. But this was, Adrian does this series on his channel every year, so take it away, Adrian.
So I do a March Madness-esque type of series where I take properties that I've been through, like houses I've been through or scare rooms I've been through, and I brought up the concept to Scott and Michael, and I was like, why don't we just put IPs that have never been featured at Horror Nights, pin them against each other in a bracket, and see what we think could be the perfect IP to come to Halloween Horror Nights that hasn't been featured in the past.
Mm-hmm. So Adrian put together 32 properties, and basically we're going to go down the bracket, and since there's 3 of us, we're going to vote which one advances and give like a quick minute on why we'd want to see that one at said event, whether it be Orlando or Hollywood. We're just going to vote on which property, and then at the end we're going to crown a champion, similar to how you saw if you guys watched the Horror Nights at Home, me, Tony, and John Hotline Nights of Horror did this, and like Adrian said, he does this every year for March Madness. So I'm excited. Let's get into our first matchup. Michael, do you have the bracket up?
Yeah, I have the bracket up.
Okay, you read the first matchup.
We're starting on the left side?
Yeah, we'll start on the left side.
Left side of the 32, so half
left side.
That. We're starting off with the first matchup being Wes Craven's New Nightmare versus the original Scream.
The original Scream?
The original Scream, the first film.
Okay. You can go first.
Oh, yeah. You want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
Now, to me, people might think, oh, this is gonna be a hard decision, but for me, this is easy. This is something that should have been at the event, something that I hope will eventually be coming to the event. That is Scream. I would want to see a whole series of Scream houses, but you got to start somewhere. So, Scream would be the one that I would pick to move on.
Mm-hmm. I gotta agree with Michael here. I would go Scream without a doubt. It's one of those properties that you wish to come every single year, and it's always on your wish list. Like, at least for me, it's one of those properties that is, I have a set HHN wish list with certain properties, and that one is on there. So
yeah, I have to say same here. I know that it's already advanced, but it would be Scream for me too. Even though New Nightmare is a good movie, I feel like it could translate well into a house. I just feel like Scream is more structured for a haunted house.
Up next, we have between Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Michael doesn't even need to vote on this one. And The Hills Have Eyes. Michael, which one is it going to be?
Really? You could ask that?
Yeah, go ahead. Tell the people.
Halloween 3.
Oh,
Okay.
See, no, go ahead.
Just because it deserves to be there. I mean,
if
it's going to be an interesting house, man. If it ever happens, and if Hollywood was supposed to have it, I hope Orlando gets off its lazy ass and does the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm. I want to see The Hills Have Eyes because I think it'd be a great house/maze. But since Universal skipped Halloween 3 and their little series that they're doing for the Halloween houses and mazes, it needs to be Halloween 3 Season of the Witch.
I would have voted on Hills Have Eyes, but that's just me.
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah.
Even though I really want to see Halloween 3 as well.
As we get further into the bracket is when it's going to be a lot more difficult and a lot more of a battle scenario between us.
Oh yeah, you're gonna see a hostile takeover.
Mm-hmm. now it's your turn, so you'll get to vote first. So now you.
I get to vote first. All right.
Yeah.
So next on the bracket we have the original Pet Sematary versus the original Children of the Corn. Now for me, I'm gonna have to go Pet Sematary on this one. I just feel like that movie itself creeped me out as a child. Like, I don't know the exact way it can transition well, but I feel like it can be an immaculate house.
You can go,
Michael. Do you want me to go?
Yeah.
So, both of these movies are classics. Both of them very weird and terrifying in their own right.
Yep.
But between the two, I would have to pick Children of the Corn. Just because I find that just extremely weird. I just find that just like creepy, weird, I would just love to see how they would do that movie in a house.
It would be a weird house. Man, this is first tiebreaker. Oh God.
No pressure.
All up to you.
This is one that I it's hard to decide, but when it comes down to it, I gotta say the original Pet Sematary. It's just, you need to see it. Like, it's one of those ones that you don't know how they pull it off, but obviously they would eventually pull it off. Now, if Adrian would have put on this bracket the new Pet Sematary revival, then I would have picked Children of the Corn hands down. But since it's the OG, I'm going to go OG Pet Sematary. Pet Sematary advances. Sorry, Michael. You win some, you lose some. So, what are we on, the fourth one?
The fourth one.
We're just moving right along, man.
Yeah, exactly. I thought that this was going to take super long, but we're going by fast.
We're going by fast. I like this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's the first round. Like, some of these matches are going to be much easier to decide.
Exactly, and some will be much difficult.
Yes, and this one might be a little bit difficult. It might not. The next one is Stephen King's It. Adrian, this is the original, correct?
I was gonna allow you guys to decide on that one because I couldn't pick which one I wanted.
Oh, let's do the original. Let's do the
original.
Okay. Oh.
And then Silence of the Lambs is
yeah, you're right about this one. This one's difficult.
This is difficult because like. The original, it's good at points, and then it just becomes really long.
Mm-hmm.
And then Silence of the Lambs, just in general, is creepy and just it's hard
just
to
creepy.
Explain. Yeah, it's just hard to explain.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like one of these would work better in a house.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be, for me, Stephen King's It. That is what I would pick.
Now, you remember that rumor, Adrian? This was before Michael came on our first show. Yeah. We were talking about Silence of the Lambs coming because they used the same font to Horror Nights last year. Obviously, that got canceled. So I was excited about it. But the thing is, every year, everybody, for the most part, in the HHN community says, let's get an It maze. Let's get an It maze. Let's get an It maze, you know? Now, I feel like the classic Horror Night fans are like, yeah, it'd be cool to see that. But do we really want it? It's whatever. We've seen it at Warner Brothers, and we've seen multiple renditions of it. Now, when you talk about the classic Stephen King It, it's a whole other ball game. Although this clown has a more friendly and happy look to him, honestly, if they did a Stephen King It maze from the original, I think it would be creepy, and it'd be one of those properties like Beetlejuice or Ghostbusters that just everybody falls in love with. So my vote goes to It.
Yeah, honestly, same. It'll go to It for me as well.
Ooh, wow.
I know, because Silence of the Lambs would be like fire, but I feel like
both of them would be great.
Yeah, it can transition perfectly into a house because, like you said, it was long, but in a haunted house, those long portions aren't going to be in there. They're just going to have the tactics of scare.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I don't know. I'm surprised. I thought that was gonna be a little bit of a harder decision, but
I thought that Adrian was gonna pick Silence of the Lambs. I was waiting for him. I just had a feeling that he was gonna pick Silence of the Lambs, but I guess not.
No, as soon as Michael said it, I started writing down it in the bracket.
He already had his mind made up.
Yeah.
All right.
Scott, what's up next?
Oh, it's my turn. Yeah, you're right. Let's see here. We got The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina versus The Bates Motel. Now, which Bates Motel are we talking about? The film or the
TV
series?
show? The TV series.
Okay, TV show.
Yeah.
All right. So
These
for
are both
me,
TV shows.
yeah, I see how you I see how
yeah.
you made them like kind of intertwined with each other for the bracket.
Yeah.
So for me, both really good options here. Another kind of difficult one. With the content that they have, I feel like the original Psycho movie would work better in a property, but obviously we're talking about the TV series. With The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, when it was speculated for last year, I was actually quite excited because of how dark and demented it is, and it has to do with witchcraft, which I feel like we don't see a whole lot of in HHN mazes or houses. So I was super excited for it, especially with what they did on AHS Roanoke. I like that. It wasn't the greatest maze, but I really enjoyed that. So I'd have to go with Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
Am I going or are you going?
You can go.
I'll go?
Just go.
All right. So when The Bates Motel came out, it was possibly one of my favorite shows. And it has some very iconic scenes that mirror the original Hitchcock show. However, like Scott said, witchcraft looks beautiful. And the show, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, has a lot of amazing scenery. So I feel like The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina can be a very scenic house with some really good scares with different types of creatures. Therefore, it's going to Sabrina for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, my vote doesn't really matter because it appears that I have been overruled. I would have picked Bates Motel.
Bates Motel? Okay, respectable.
Just because I enjoy that series. I've seen a few episodes and just I feel like it would. I mean, it's not. It's your run of the mill like HHN house. I know like Sabrina would be different. Like would be a little bit different. Something you don't normally see.
Yeah.
But I just feel like Bates Motel could work so much better.
It would. It'd fit more in with like the classic properties, even though it's not like based on the classic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what I would have picked. But Sabrina moves on.
Up next, we have The X-Files taking on Paranormal Activity. Now, I'll be one to say I'm not a huge fan of Paranormal Activity. I put this on here because I know Scott enjoys the movie, and I know he's a fan. Therefore, that's why I put it on here. The X-Files, if you've never seen it, has so much content, and it is just... I feel like it can fit in perfect into a haunted house, giving it that same type of style as American Horror Story, something of that nature. So, it's X-Files for me, dog.
Well, there between these two, once again, there's one that you look at and you immediately think, this is a house that I would want to go through. This is something that could work really well as a house. And then there's another that you're just like, I don't know how they would do this. It's a cool movie, but I don't see how this could get pulled off as a house. Therefore, I would have to pick X-Files. I don't see how they could do Paranormal Activity as a house.
Well, I don't see how they could have done The Exorcist as a house, but they did.
That's a good point. That's a good valid point right there.
Here's the thing, though. I'll give it to you in the fact that there is no physical scary feature to the Paranormal Activity movies.
Yeah.
I'll say that. But my vote, like Adrian said, I love these movies. It has to go to Paranormal Activity. Doesn't matter, but I mean, X-Files moves on.
See, I'd like to make a comment about it though.
Mm-hmm.
See, it would be something that could work. I feel like as an original.
Yeah.
But based on how the movie,
yeah. Well, if they make their own
works,
demons and stuff.
Like the movie itself, I don't know how they would follow it as a house, but like if you could follow the whole premise of the movie, but just tinker it a little bit to turn it into an original, I feel like that would work better.
Yeah.
But yeah, as just following the movie straight up, I don't think it would work that well.
Respectable, respectable.
X-Files moved on. So
All right, Michael, what's next?
Oh, jeez.
Are we already on the other side?
No,
We got two more. We're at the bottom left.
Okay, all right.
Oh God. Oh, well, I see. I say, oh God, because I'm afraid of what you two are gonna pick. I already know what I'm gonna pick.
I just glimpsed over this bracket. Like, I didn't look at each and every single one.
So this one is butting heads with the greatest shark of the deep, the great white Carcarius.
Oh man.
Great white.
Oh
They have
man.
jaws. Going against. Very tiny. Don't feed them after midnight. Don't give them any water or anything. Gremlins. Jaws versus Gremlins in this round.
Oh my God, man. This is just so.
Neither of these I could really see working as a house. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna just throw that out there. Just because when Gremlins was rumored as being a house, I immediately wrote it off and was like, "This is not gonna work well."
What
as
if
a
you
house.
just like swim through the Jaws old boat ride?
Speaking of that, Jaws is missing at Universal right now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's not there.
It's because they're using him for an HHN house.
That makes sense.
confirmed.
Jaws confirmed. Jaws confirmed.
Yeah,
You heard it here
Jaws
first. Fortnite's
confirmed.
unscripted.
But no, I do find one of these things far scarier than the other, and the movie I think is way better. So I would go with Jaws.
Yes,
Ooh.
yes. I thought you were gonna say
Ooh.
Gremlins. I genuinely thought you were
same.
gonna say Gremlins.
Same.
No,
Same.
no.
So, you know, when it comes down to comparing to how much they have to offer for a physical experience, it would go to Gremlins, right? But at the end of the day, with this bracket, we're choosing which one we'd like to see the most, not which one would work best. So to that, I say it's Jaws.
Oh, so it's up to. Oh, never mind. Never mind.
Two Jaws.
I mean, if it were up to me, man, it would still be Jaws. But yeah.
Okay, good. I thought you were trying to go with Gremlins. I was like, what are you talking about?
the Rio.
Rio. All right, here we go. We're on to the other side.
No,
We got one.
Now we're at the
more.
bottom?
One more. We
All
have
right.
one more.
Got one
And
more.
This one might be
Oh,
intriguing. This might be the most
This one's
intriguing.
intriguing, but I mean, yeah, I feel like this one's gonna come down to a tiebreaker. Alien versus Predator, not the movie. Like the movie's Alien versus the movie Predator. You guys may get a little bit confused right there. So for this one, I'm gonna say out of the two,
It's the 2015 version of AVP versus the 2016 version of AVP.
no, I'm gonna say because I like one out of the specific two just for their creatures, and it has to be Alien. Alien's terrifying. And my vote goes to Alien.
So it's me now, right?
Yeah, it's you.
All right. So hear me out. Predator is very intense, very brutal. A lot of guns flaring, all that stuff. But like Scott said, those xenomorphs, man, they're something else. They're terrifying to me. And when I saw them back in 2014, I thought these boys deserve their own house because they're just amazing.
Man, if only you got to see the Mama Alien at Hollywood.
I mean, I had
The
two chances.
giant alien queen. So beautiful.
So Adrian, you picked Alien.
Yeah.
Well, then that means my choice doesn't really matter. But I'll tell
Welcome
my
to the
story
club.
anyways. I'll tell my story anyways.
You tell your story.
So, the movie that I would pick is just based solely on the fact that this certain movie had a part in an attraction, and it scared the shit out of me.
Okay.
Ooh.
That movie being From the Ride, the Great Movie Ride. The alien section of the Great Movie Ride absolutely terrified me every single time I went through it. Because that movie is terrifying.
But we both
I would
picked
pick
Alien.
Oh, I know. He was just adding to the flavor.
Just adding
okay.
in.
I was,
So
It-
three-
I, was,
it-
I,
it
I thought
was
you were
another
gonna.
3-0
I thought
sweep.
you were gonna vote Predator, and I was like, "What are you talking about, Alien?" Then.
No. No, I just want to tell my
He
story
just wanted to
anyways,
tell a
man.
story.
Oh, okay, I get it.
want to tell
Okay,
my
before-
story.
And bouncing off of Alien taking a dub, we're going to go to the other side of the bracket. That is the top right. And we are going to look at Army of Darkness versus the original Evil Dead. Now, if you guys don't know Army of Darkness, it is the third movie in the Evil Dead franchise. But it's completely different from the other two Evil Dead movies. You see, we've had Evil Dead at Horror Nights before, but the remake. And we've had Ash vs. Evil Dead. Both decent houses. We're not going to say good or bad, because we know how everyone feels about Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Mm-hmm.
But I will not continue that. I want to see something different. I feel like I might be an odd one out here, but Army of Darkness really brings something different. It brings that medieval knights, the Ash cutting like skeletons up, all these deadites. I don't know, man. Army of Darkness gets that dub for me.
See, I don't really have that big an opinion on either of these films, but if I had to pick between,
You have to pick.
well, if I had to pick, but I do have to pick anyways. But between the two, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna go with the original. So I will pick the Evil Dead.
Another tiebreaker. Well, sometimes, Adrian, different is not good. And in this case, I pick the original Evil Dead. Evil Dead moves on. As we are on the other side already. It's funny because like this is gonna be the longest part, but after we get to the second round, we're just gonna freaking fly through
We're
these.
gonna fly through
The
this.
lie.
Uh-huh. Oh, this one's a good one, Michael. I like
Ooh,
this. This one's gonna be kind of a hard
very
one.
Very similar movies, kind
Mhm.
of.
You're welcome.
Very similar. All right. So next up we have The Ring versus The Grudge. Now that is the original?
Both of the original films.
Okay.
Not the Japanese incarnations, just the American one.
the American originals.
Yeah.
All right. This is a tough one for me, honestly.
Yeah.
This is personally, this is a tough one, but if I had to pick between the two, that if they were both like Ring showed up on the floor, girls crawling out of it, or freaking right behind me, I hear. I know exactly which one I would be scared of. I'm gonna pick The Grudge.
The Grudge.
I just gotta say, The Ring is a very good film.
Yeah.
I would love to see some. No, The Grudge. No.
Yeah. Come on now. Come on. Come on. God. All right. The Grudge moves on. Next up, we have. Let's see here.
Oh fuck.
What'd you do? Oh, the one.
Next movies.
All right. Next up, we have A Quiet Place versus Sinister. I mean, for me, this is easy to me. Only because I've seen an incarnation. Is that how you'd say it?
Yeah.
Okay, of Sinister in a maze. And it was god awful. You know, Blumhouse in Hollywood, it's just the Sinister part was not good. That's just my personal opinion. Other people have opinions about it. Now they can redeem themselves if they ever do Sinister as its standalone maze. But I would personally like to see A Quiet Place. It'd be very, very difficult. But think, if you're walking through the maze, it's extremely quiet, like extremely quiet. And then out of nowhere, a loud bang comes out, and you don't suspect it at all because it's extremely quiet. And then randomly, the scare happens. Quiet Place has my vote.
So it would be great for Hollywood, right? Like Black Walls.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, cool.
Exactly.
All right.
Quiet and dark, you know.
Ouch.
So just to make this really fun, right? We had Sinister, same as you guys for Blumhouse,
Mhm.
but we only had like the front section and then a hallway. To me, that was probably the best part of that Blumhouse house, besides the entire ending.
Interesting.
I feel like if they only focus on the first film, it can be a good house. and they focus on the tapes,
Okay,
not so much on the
I get your
family.
point.
So for me, Sinister has my vote.
God, putting all the pressure
Tiebreaker,
on-
Michael. Tiebreaker.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Before both of you even started talking, I already have my decision made up.
All right.
Because I expected this to be for me to come down to a tiebreaker because of Adrian's reaction.
No, that's not what I reacted for.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
Well,
You'll see what I reacted for.
anyway, I would love to see one of these as a house, just because it is different, and the things that they could do with this, and how easily they could change this into and just revert it into a house would be just very fun to see. So my vote goes for A Quiet Place.
oh,
Ooh.
I see you at first. You were
Ooh.
like, I was like, oh, he's gonna pick A Quiet Place, and then you got more into it. I was like, he's gonna pick Sinister.
Now, as soon as he
Quiet
said something
Place.
different, man, I'm like, yo, it's a quiet place for me.
Something
well.
different, man. I would love to see it. I would love to see it just be like you're walking through a quiet room, and then all of a sudden you hear the rocket, the little toy rocket that
Oh yeah.
the
Ooh.
boy had, and then
Mm-mm.
I
you see
would
that
love
take
to
off, and then all of a sudden you
dive-
hear the ultra sound, the ultra pulsar sound or whatever from the freaking ears opening.
Oh
of the,
yeah.
And then
Yeah,
Black
that-
Wall.
that'd be terrifying.
And then black walls, and then boom,
Mhm.
scare, and you're
Yep. And then Jack Ryan out of nowhere, comes out.
like John Krasinski
Jim from The Office.
Jim from The Office.
just goes.
Yeah. Kisses Pete Davidson,
All right,
All right, Adrian.
The
Tell
reason
us
I
what you got.
reacted this way is
No,
because
this one-
the
oh,
next
man.
matchup is it was I'm first. This is why it was Candyman versus Hellraiser. So
Probably the
essentially-
most difficult matchup, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, I think so too. I didn't notice it until I looked at this. Candyman. We're talking about the original because we haven't seen the new one yet.
Yeah.
And Hellraiser, of course, the original. Both of these properties both have potential to be amazing.
They need
houses.
to come. Eventually, they
And
need to come.
I hope they show up in some way, shape, or form in the future. Candyman is cool and all, but all the different demons, and I think they're called, what are they called? I can't remember what they're called. Just, let's call them Cenobites. Cenobites. All the Cenobites from Hellraiser just take the cake, and I feel like all that scenery can work well in Hellraiser, for a house. So Hellraiser has my vote.
Well, so between these two, I think that both of these would work really well as a house. And like Scott said, both of these definitely need to come to the event at one point.
Yeah.
They're both very different in their stories and just the scares that they could provide for the event. But one of them has that extreme, just really gory, creepy factor. Therefore, Hellraiser has my vote.
Darn. I love Candyman. One of my all-time favorite horror films. And I'm so excited for Jordan Peele's film to come out whenever it comes out. I love Candyman so much, and although it's not necessarily a traditional horror movie, even it's classified as horror, but has a scary aspects like Hellraiser, Just I would love to see Candyman, but like I said, like you said, both of these films need to come to the event at some point, so I'll be happy. I'd prefer Candyman, but if we get either two of these films in the next couple of years or so, I'll be so thrilled. And now we move on to the next one.
If I had if Hellraiser was at the event and someone was like, "Oh, let's go through the Hellraiser house," there would be a split second where I'd be like, I don't know, man.
no.
I would hesitate just because of how terrifying
Yeah.
it could possibly be. But someone was like, "Oh, let's go through the Candyman house," I'd probably just be like, "Oh yeah, sure, let's go."
Let's hit it. It's kind of
I would, without hesitation, I would go through it. But Hellraiser, you have that this could be really terrifying.
Scary.
It can scar you for life.
It could scar me for life. But anyways, moving on. We're heading right along for the next matchup,
Right
which
down the middle
is-
of Main Street, USA.
right down the middle of Main Street, USA. We are having the next matchup being Night of the Living Dead versus Ready or Not. Now, once again, as we're moving more towards the back half of this, I don't really have that much of a good opinion on any of these movies coming soon that are coming up. But for this in particular matchup, I'm not really going to talk about much of it more. I'm going to pick The Night of the Living Dead.
Okay, I would say, okay, so Ready or Not, I watched. It's a very good film. It's more like a thriller. More like a thriller. There's not lots of scare. I mean, there's a couple of jump scares here and there, but it's essentially a game that they're playing. And I don't really know a lot about Night of the Living Dead, so I'm gonna say Ready or Not.
Oh!
You got
It's
the
up to
tiebreaker.
me. Okay. Okay. Not gonna screw this up. All right. I'm just gonna make it easy for me. I wrote this answer in at the beginning. It's Night of the Living Dead for me, man.
Okay, moves on. Fair point. I'm taking L's out here, man. It doesn't matter.
We're all taking L's, man.
All right, so we got 3 more in round 1. Then we move on to round 2. So the next matchup is Your Next and The Strangers. The Strangers. That's like, I'm not even gonna explain it. I know we've seen it at the event before, but I'm gonna say The Strangers.
They haven't had their own house. They've just
They
been
haven't.
in scare zones, right?
They've been. I know they were at 25 in a
different-
scare zone.
Didn't they have 2 different scare zones?
Wait, when else were they a scare zone? Like,
19.
that's right. They were in
The
All Night Dying.
the die-in.
Yeah, in 09, yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's weird that they've been in scare zones twice, but not in a house.
I mean, they had Reagan in scare zones before until they had a house. So who knows? Maybe this can actually happen. But yeah, my pick is Strangers as well. By the way,
3-0.
3-0.
Strangers.
That was a quick and easy one.
All right, let's get ready for another quick and easy one. All right, so we got the Conjuring and the Lost Boys here. I love the Lost Boys, so just to have fun because I think I know the answer, I'm gonna pick the Conjuring because I know the answer here.
Conjuring.
Yeah, there we go.
I really like the Lost Boys. I think it'd make a great maze or house. But the clear-cut winner is The Conjuring, another property that we have to eventually see at the event.
I do have to say though, I feel like the Lost Boys can be a great scare zone.
Yeah, it could.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. That is all.
That's something with some of these that we like have been not like voting to win.
Kind of like
They
Shogun
could work
Mall.
as
They
a
could
scare
work
zone.
better
Really
as a
good
scare zone than a house.
Yeah.
Looks like we got the last one on round 1.
Oh man.
This one's kind of a difficult one too,
It is all
but
up
it's
to
a
me.
classic.
It's
All up to me
classic
to start
monsters.
to finish us off here in round 1. So our
You love
final
to finish.
matchup of round 1 is Creature from the Black Lagoon versus Phantom of the Opera. Now, Creature from the Black Lagoon. That's there's only one, the original black and white film for that, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And then Phantom of the Opera. Which one are we choosing for that? Because there's a lot of those.
We're going with the what's his name? Lon Chaney? Is it Lon Chaney? The horror Phantom. Not horror because it's more of a love story, but the horror Phantom. The one known for yeah.
So this is a tough one for me because I could see both these working extremely well. Just if I compare it to their respective sections of the Universal Monsters house, both were good sections. I don't really feel like I want to go based off of that, but that's probably how this is going to go. That I'm going to go based on their individual sections from the Universal Monsters house to decide this. But I think I would rather see Phantom of the Opera.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay, guys, you know me. All right, both of you guys, and people have been watching my HHN updates ever since they first brought in Universal Monsters in 2018 to Hollywood. Give me Gilman. Okay, give me Gilman. The creature would be an excellent maze/house. Based off of the way I saw you guys did it in your Universal Monsters house back in 2019, if they had a standalone Creature from the Black Lagoon house/maze, it would be so good. Probably the best maze, in my personal opinion, of that year.
So it's up to me. I have the power in my hand. God. I just want to talk about the fact that I made a typo when I wrote Creature from the Black Lagoon, but no one's going to notice that besides us and everyone watching. But anyways, I can go between... I'll do exactly what Michael said, okay? He said, if you compare their rooms and their scares in the houses, I have to go for the scare actor that hugged me once. I'm going with Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Let's go. I thought I was about to take 3 L's. I thought I was about to take 3 L's in a row.
What
The
Yes.
man in the opera,
Yes.
the man in the opera section was so much better.
Ooh.
I didn't
Oh,
get
man,
scared
nah.
once.
There was
in the
three.
section.
There was 3 Gilman, and they killed it every time.
No.
I went through that house about 50 times, and I got good scares from Gilman every time.
No,
Yep.
I didn't get a single good scare from Gilman.
And I feel like that standalone can be phenomenal. Like a whole house dedicated to Creature from the Black Lagoon can really excel.
Yes, it can.
Nah, man. I'm sticking to Fan of the Opera, man. That would be great. I would love to see that.
All right, but we go to round 2 where we're starting to go fast and everything. So we got Scream against Halloween 3: The Season of the Witch. The original Scream against Halloween 3. Halloween 3, easy. Pass it on.
Scream.
I wonder what's gonna win. I wonder what's gonna win.
No.
You know, I did this on purpose because I knew these two were gonna make it past the first round.
No.
I wonder what's gonna win.
Oh no. I don't want to pick this. I don't want to pick this.
That's what you use in the trailer right there.
I don't want to pick this. Because I'm going to hate myself for picking this.
Oh, he's gonna pick Scream.
I'm going to pick Scream.
Oh,
Fucking
all right. Moving on.
As much as I would love to
Moving
see
on.
Halloween,
No. We don't care. Moving on.
As much as I would love to see in Halloween 3, Scream is a much more hyped, more well-known property that people want to see at the event, that needs to come to the event. Halloween 3 is just its own standalone film that would be cool, but you don't really go anywhere from there.
Mm-hmm.
Pet Cemetery and Stephen King's it. Stephen King's it
Okay.
for me.
Stephen King's it for you.
Stephen King's it for me.
All right.
Stephen's King it for me. That's easy. Come
That
on
was
now.
easy. There we go.
I'm telling you like that because we have our favorites in the second round, so it's like we had to vote between our favorites now, you know?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What do we have? We have Sabrina versus X-Files, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Chilling Adventures of Sabrina versus the X-Files. I'm gonna go with X-Files.
Oh,
Yeah, little surprise right
well, stirred the pot going with Sabrina.
X-Files. Let's keep her going.
Oh,
there. Keep her going.
Keep her
All right.
going.
We got Jaws versus Alien. A easy vote for me, Jaws.
Yo, super easy for
I'm
me.
riding Jaws all the way.
Gremlins.
That's
What? Alien.
You're going Alien?
I'm going Alien.
Jaws to the moon.
Yeah, let's go, Jaws,
Jaws
to the
to
moon,
the
baby!
moon!
Come on, we're literally gonna get on. Me and Mike are gonna get on his back and ride him to the moon. That's how we do.
GME to the moon.
All right, here we go. Adrian, you're up.
Evil Dead versus Grudge. I'm going Evil Dead, man. Was that a platypus, bro?
Platypus.
I apologize for everyone listening in their car right now.
Don't worry, that's not something wrong with your car. It's just Michael.
Looks like the Grudge advances.
Wow, that's crazy.
No, screw
It
Evil
makes more
Dead.
sense.
I liked it in the
It
first
make-
round, but the Grudge. All right, Michael.
Oh wow, that's a good matchup.
All right, what we got next? Hold up. Wait a minute.
We're on the second side.
Second side.
Yeah. We have Quiet Place versus Hellraiser. This is tough because both these are ones that I picked, and both these I feel strongly about should come into the event.
Mm-hmm.
One of these being extremely different, and one of these I'd hesitate going through just because I'd shit my pants. I'd rather be absolutely terrified of going through a house, so I'm going to pick Hellraiser.
I will also pick Hellraiser.
I will not pick A Quiet Place. I'm picking Hellraiser.
All right. Hellraiser moves on. So we got
Hellraiser to hell.
Night of the Living Dead, correct?
Yep.
Versus The Strangers. I'm going The Strangers. Like I said, I'm not familiar with Night of the Living Dead, so I got to pick The Strangers, obviously.
I'm gonna go Night of the Living Dead just to have fun with it.
I had my decision already made up when I saw this matchup coming from a mile away. Strangers.
All right.
Yeah, let's go.
I just love that movie, and it's just really creepy.
Fuck me. Alright, so The Conjuring and Creature from the Black Lagoon. So hear me out. I love The Conjuring, but it's going Creature for me.
Well, this is an easy choice for me because I didn't even want one of these to even be here. So I'm going with The Conjuring.
Yes, The Conjuring is a clear choice. Come on, it's so creepy. You're talking about a house that will scare the shit out of you. That's The Conjuring. All right, Conjuring will be terrifying. Also known as a house back in, I'm not going to say. Anyways, so you can watch the What If HHN video that I did. All right, Michael,
Shout out
your turn.
Justin.
We're in round 3 now. We
Round
flew through round
three.
2.
We're
Round
elite,
three.
elite 8.
Elite 8. Here we
A
go.
lot
First
don't make it
matchup
here.
of the Elite Eight, we have Scream versus Stephen King's It.
All right.
This is a tough one. This is a tough one for me
This
personally.
one's a really tough one.
Just because both of these, as every round we go through this, both of these would be fantastic.
Mhm.
One of these is something that people wanted that got ripped away from them at the last second. And another is something that you didn't think you wanted, but now you really do just because you're just like, it's different. It hasn't been done. I'm gonna have to go with Scream.
Oh, all right.
It's an odd pick for me, but I'm gonna have to go for Scream.
So Ghostface versus Pennywise. Also another hard one because I'd like to see Scream experience, but I would also like to see Pennywise at Universal. I gotta go with Stephen King's It.
I got a jar of dirt. I don't know what to pick here. Fuck. Alright. I was expecting someone to make a decision, so I didn't have to make it down to me. I don't have a coin. So both of these are great franchises. Not great franchise. They're great franchises. Great iconic serial killers. I'm gonna have to go with the alien-esque creature from another place on another universe that gets killed by a turtle. I'm gonna go with that guy. Yeah, that's a Stephen King's It for me.
All right.
I'm not
Let's
mad
hope.
about it.
It's
I'm not mad
moving
about
on.
it. Either
Alright.
choice I would have been okay with.
All right. So
I just picked Scream because I was like, I'd love to see this more. But both of them, I was like, yeah, this is something that I would enjoy seeing.
we have the X-Files versus Jaws. Easy Jaws. Jaws to the moon.
I mean, Jaws is gonna end up going to the moon, but I'm going X-Files.
Jaws to the moon, baby. Let's go.
Jaws to the moon, man. There's so much things that they could do at that house. It's gonna be great. Just Bruce around every turn.
Nothing but giant shark puppets.
Yes. And at the end, Quint getting his legs absolutely ripped off by Bruce. and just getting eaten whole, and then just chunks of shark flying all over your face.
That's hot. That's hot. That's really hot.
Oh, that's hot.
All right,
It's me,
Adrian,
right?
what's next? Yep.
They're not on the other side of the Elite Eight. We have the Grudge versus Hellraiser. I'm gonna have to go Hellraiser here, man. Like Michael's been saying, this is just gonna terrify the shit out of me, so I want it.
Yep. Still going with that exact same thought process. Hellraiser.
Yeah, I thought Grudge was gonna go further, like the final four, but honestly, I gotta go Hellraiser too.
I don't know.
All right.
Last one of round 3, and then we go into the final 4.
Oh, this is fucking.
We have Strangers versus The Conjuring.
Come on.
I know what you
Michael,
want me to pick.
come on.
I know what you want me to pick, and I'm not
I know,
gonna
but
pick
come on, Michael. Come on. Let's
I'm
be
picking
realistic.
Strangers.
Come on, man.
I'm picking Strangers.
Come on.
They need a house. They need it. They've been there twice and they haven't gotten a house. They need it.
We're doing Conjuring, and I know just to spite me, Adrian is gonna pick the Strangers.
I already put the Conjuring in here as soon as he started talking. It's the Conjuring.
All right,
No.
there we go. Let's go, baby. I really thought Adrian was gonna go against me,
Nah, man.
but now we have the final 4, the extreme matchup between Jaws and Stephen King's It. You know, I was saying Jaws to the moon, but then we came down to the clown. So honestly, I think that I would personally hop on the clown's back and go to the moon with him. So I'm going Stephen King's It.
Listen, you guys have disappointed me round after round. Getting Jaws, trying to get him to the moon, but guess what? This is just like GME. I'm stopping it here. We're going Stephen King's It.
Oh.
Jaws to the moon.
All right.
Jaws is still going to the moon. I'm still
Next one.
riding with him.
Next one.
This is me?
Yes.
Oh, fuck me. This one's a nice matchup, man. I mean, it's in the finals for a reason. Hellraiser or The Conjuring.
Ooh, a good one.
See, this is one that you really have to think about and really have to marinate it because they're two really big properties and two totally different things, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
One deals with paranormal and one deals with, like, demonic. I feel like scenic-wise, Hellraiser would just be way better and Hellraiser can just run laps around Conjuring. But The Conjuring has so many scenes that are just, that can work in a haunted house. I'm gonna have to go Hellraiser on this one.
I just want to say just one thing. I'm sorry, Scott.
I knew I was gonna lose. I knew I
You
was gonna
don't have a
lose. So
choice. I'm picking
it's
Hellraiser.
Fine. It's fine. I would have picked Conjuring, but they're both to each their own. Very, very scary properties. So
Ladies and gentlemen, it has all come down to this. The Horror Nights Unscripted March Madness. What would you rather have at Universal's Halloween Horror Nights Championship bout? In the red corner, we have the man, the myth, the legend, the clown that you hope to never run into in the sewers, Stephen King's It. And in the blue corner, the extraterrestrial, paranormal, never want to see him in a house because it would probably scare the shit out of you, Pinhead and Hellraiser.
man, you killed that, Michael. You killed that. Our final 2, the championship round. It all comes down to this, Michael. Vote away.
Oh, fuck. If it's a tiebreaker, I'm fucked.
Oh, this is a really tough match. I tried to extend that announcement as much as possible to try to
Think.
figure out which one I would want to pick, and I still have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
But it's come to the time where I have to just buckle down and make a decision. And that decision is Hellraiser.
Oh. Oh. Okay. Now, this is a very difficult one. Two scary icons in the horror world up against each other. And I gotta say that I am still sticking with Pennywise the Clown in Stephen King's It.
Fuck.
For our championship round, Adrian has the deciding factor.
Adrian has the final vote. It's the bottom of the ninth. 2 outs. Bases loaded. 3-2 count.
Didn't know that there was voting in baseball.
I must say, this is the moment I've waited for my whole life. So I want to thank my mom. I want to thank that clown sitting over there, that guy with the pins that's holding a cube. He's kind of scaring me a little bit. But that clown's holding a balloon. All right. Let's make this choice. I'm going to have to phone in a friend for a second. I don't have friends. Anyways. Stephen King's It is a very good film and has a lot of iconic scenes that can work well in a haunted house. Therefore, I'm looking at Hellraiser right now and I'm thinking, what does Hellraiser have that Stephen King's It does not? And honestly, these two go pound for pound, blow for blow with each other. This is looking at McGregor versus Mayweather a few years ago. You know, we were all speculating, who's going to win? It's the battle of the bigs right here. And I'm going to have to go with my decision that I still haven't made. I'm trying to contemplate. It's really hard. So I'm sorry to everyone listening, but
It'll be right after this commercial break.
I'm going to have to go with... Do we have the Trident commercial ready? No? Okay. Shit. I'm going
I'd like
with...
to be paid in gum.
How it feels to chew 5 gum. Wait, no. That's not...
Stimulate your senses.
Alright, so...
And we're back.
My answer would obviously have to be something I've been writing since round 1. I've picked this every single time since round 1. And let's just say I'm going to go hell or high water on this one. Hellraiser.
And there you have it. The property that we collaboratively would most like to see come to Halloween Horror Nights in some form of house or maze experience. Hellraiser. That was a good show, guys. I think that bracket definitely pinned us up against each other a couple times, but I think there were some good matchups on there.
Get it?
Not pinned.
Pinned.
Pinned us together. You can kind of say we were cubed in there.
I guess you could say I'm very punny with all these pins, right?
Oh man, you're so punny. You should call yourself a clown.
Anyways, I've been Scott from SoCal Exploring.
I'm Michael from Hallowed Thrills.
I think I'm Adrian from LoshTV.
Well, we've been Horror Nights Unscripted. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Remember to keep exploring, stay hollowed, and I forgot what you say, Adrian.
Stay excellent, my dudes.
Stay excellent, my dudes. Peace out, everybody.
Peace out.